Deep in the forest, beneath a mossy old tree, there's a tiny secret doorway hidden from most eyes. And today, our brave little cat Lumi is about to step through it, into a world smaller than your thumb, but bursting with magic, color, and tiny people full of wonder. So cuddle in, take a breath, and get ready. Lumi's magical adventure begins now. Early in the morning, warm sunlight slipped through the gaps between the leaves and into the quiet forest. Little Lumi the kitten was playing there all by herself. A colorful bird suddenly caught her attention, and Lumi followed it to an ancient, towering tree. A strange hollow appeared before her. She leaned closer to look inside and saw a soft blue glow. Lumi felt a little scared, yet filled with curiosity. At last, she gathered her courage and stepped in. When she touched the glowing vines along the inner wall, something magical happened, as if another world on the far side was slowly opening. Lumi walked toward the unknown exit, wondering what could be waiting for her there. After stepping out of the tree hollow, a strange new world appeared before Lumi. A place filled with buildings and vehicles that looked like tiny toy models and miniature people walking about. This was a little steam-powered kingdom. Lumi wandered along the streets, but the tiny people were terrified. They had never seen a cat so huge. Everyone hid away in fear, and Lumi's curiosity faded as she began to feel disappointed. She sat alone in the square until a cute little girl peeked out from behind her candy cart. The girl carefully walked toward Lumi, and Lumi slowly walked toward her as well. The girl realized Lumi was friendly, and she held out her hand with a small piece of candy. Lumi lowered her head and happily ate it. The girl smiled with joy, and Lumi thought the candy was delicious. The two of them laughed together. Seeing this moment, the hidden townspeople slowly came out and walked toward Lumi. Finally understanding that she was a gentle, friendly giant kitten. Suddenly, a heavy tremor shook the ground and shattered the cheerful moment. The steam towers of the tiny kingdom began to sway. Houses rattled, and steam pipes burst apart. A steam-powered robot crawled up from underground, thrashing wildly as it tore through everything in its path. People screamed and ran in panic through the streets. Hearing their cries for help, Lumi didn't hesitate for even a second. She dashed toward the shouts as fast as she could. The robot kept smashing houses, pieces flying everywhere. As Lumi reached the out-of-control machine, she leapt high into the air and tackled it with all her strength. The impact was powerful. Metal parts scattered, black smoke burst out, and the robot finally stopped moving. One by one, people stepped out from the broken rubble. Realizing for the first time just how amazing Lumi truly was. But what they didn't know was that Lumi's abilities were even greater than this. Out on the sea beyond the tiny kingdom's harbor, a massive pirate ship was speeding straight toward the shore, smashing every little boat in its path. Angered, Lumi stepped into the water. The pirate captain was shocked at first, but he trusted the power of his mighty cannons. The ship fired at Lumi, black cannonballs flying wildly toward her. Yet, with a single swipe of her paw, they simply plopped into the sea without hurting her at all. Lumi leapt from the water and flipped the entire pirate ship over, sending it crashing into the waves. The last thing anyone saw was the pirate captain clinging to a broken plank, paddling away with his hands. The giant Lumi slowly walked back to shore, greeted by cheers from the grateful townspeople. She even let the children climb onto her back and play. Today, Lumi was the hero of the tiny kingdom. But as evening came, Lumi knew it was time to go home. She gently walked back into the tree hollow, while the gathered crowd waved goodbye. Stepping out on the other side, Lumi returned to her own world and saw the same beautiful, magical little bird waiting for her. What an extraordinary day it had been. And so, Lumi's little adventure comes to an end. But her story is far from over. There are many more magical places waiting for her, and countless friends she has yet to meet. You can find more of Lumi's stories right here on our channel. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to subscribe and join us for the next story in Lumi's Legendary Tales.